Reporting for duty, Commander. Oof, I need a weapon. Oof, I need a weapon. Lord Vader won't accept defeat.
Yeah, back to normal.
Maybe my calling
I
is wrong.
wanna be back to normal. Do things I used to do all the time. I used to do the normal things. But then I figured out things weren't so normal before.
Trooper standing by.
Welcome. How's it? Welcome to Manga Snacks Hawaii. Hey, Moose. Yeah, it's like Sunday. Is this working? I hope so. Jesus. I never know. Never know when the thing's gonna go. Is it going? I don't know. Is this thing on? Is this thing on? I don't know. Hey, seems to. Anyways, yes. Welcome to my channel. Got other stuff going on, but you know, this one's like loose paper. Newspaper. That's where we're looking stuff inside the newspaper. Yeah. Today is February 21st, 21. So it's like 2/21/21. 2/21/21. Mayan calendar alert. Mayan calendar alert. Oh, yeah, it's Sunday. And now, in order to actually, where's my little thingy? The witch is back. And yes, that's true. You could say, you know, a lot of things you could say. You could say malignant narcissistic personality disorder with the scapegoat targeting supply individual as myself for the last 20, 30 years. Or you could just say witch. Because basically, I studied some. Where's that book? It's way over here. Roland Doe, the pseudonym or fake name of the guy, the little boy that was possessed. And these, I think they were Jesuit priests that unpossessed him. And he was the news article that got William Peter Blatty writing his book, The Exorcist. He used to be a comedy writer too, William Peter Blatty, and then he wrote the book, and then they made the movie, and then it's like, oh my God, exorcism! We need it. Hey, it's been around ever since. The devil. So does Satan exist? I don't know. I say it's easier to prove Satan exists than it is to prove God exists. So what we're gonna do is to have a little spiritual protection. Veni Sancti Spiritus, Veni Sancti Spiritus, which is Latin for come Holy Spirit. I kid you not. But what I want to do is a little old and new. Yeah, man. This was taught. This was they think that's divination. No, it isn't. For some reason this isn't. Oh, something from the old. I had something and then I flipped it. I looked and I flipped one more page and it was like freaking this one. Just kind of random flip, see what comes up. Maybe someone's trying to tell us something. Job 29. Job again took up his discourse and said, Oh, that I were as in the months of old, as in the days when God watched over me, and when his lamp shone over my head, and by his light I walked through the darkness, and when I was in prime, and I was in friendship with God, was upon my tent, when the Almighty was still with me, and when my children was around me, when my steps were washed with milk, and the rock was poured out from the streams of oil, when I went out of the gate of the city, when I took my seat in the square. The young men saw me and withdrew, the old ages rose up and stood, the nobles refrained from talking, laid their hands in my mouth, and the voices of the prince hushed, and the tongue stuck out in the roof of the mouth, so in the ears, because I delivered the poor who cried, and the orphan who had no helper. The blessing of the wretched came upon me, and I saw the widow's heart, and sing for joy. I put on righteousness, and it clothed me. That's Job pining for the good old days. And now, new. So just crack it. This one happens to be. I look for the red letter. That's my only little thingy. Gotta be red letter. It's red letter day. It's red letter day. This is a John one. John. Can you believe John and David are like super thousands and thousands of year old? Those are really old names. Isn't that weird? And don't name your kid Moses or something like that. That's just creepy. And then he opened their minds to understand the scriptures. And he said to them, Thus it is written that the Messiah is to suffer and to rise from the dead on the third day, and that repentance and forgiveness of sins is to be proclaimed in his name to all nations, beginning from Jerusalem. You are the witnesses of these things, and see, I am sending upon you what my Father promised. So stay here in the city until you have been clothed with power from on high. I think the reference there is to the Pentecost, where the Holy Spirit comes up. There was a great whirlwind. That happened to me one time. I went with my friend who's now passed away. God rest her soul. She was like a beautiful, beautiful love lady, powerful, and very interesting person. We went to church, and it happened to be Pentecost Sunday. We came back. As soon as we walked out of the church, there's this little thing. And then there was a wind blowing in the room. And then little tongues of fire. That thing. And then we walked out, went to the parking lot. This is Texas. And then winds came up. It was like, oh man. It was like twigs blowing through the... Whoa, get to the car. By the time we got to the car, tree branches were breaking off and blocking the road. And people were being all stupid on the road. Winds of power from on high. It was great. It was trip. Back to the day of, let's see what's in the newspaper. The front page says this. Front page? Thank you for your patience. Hey, hang around with actors, especially Shakespearean actors, you start getting weird. This is affordable housing? Big giant question mark. Because behind everything is the queue. And we don't want anyone to know our names. Anonymous. Hey, we're gonna get that thing, break down that stuff. Don't believe that crap. The cool conspiracy theories like Bigfoot, outer space, aliens, it's like, what? Oh, God.
What are you doing? Don't think. Don't even think it up. There's no such thing as Bigfoot. There's no such thing as UFOs. There's no such thing. No such thing. Just listen to the implant. Listen to your implant. That's what you do. Listen to your implant. Right on the right tongue.
Yeah. Anyway. Thank you, alien guy. But, there's cool stuff, and figure out who shot JFK or whatever. But This stuff is producer of people who are violent, and Mongoose Max does not condone violence. So, everybody violent, stop it right now. Mongoose Max says so. Let's see if my influence as an influencer is influential. I don't know. This affordable housing, it's a big joke. It's a big money-making joke, I think. I'm just going to commentary it like that. Basically, they're building affordable houses. The people who are doing it, I think, are Kamehameha schools under the Office of Hawaiian Affairs. So it's supposed to be for the Hawaiian people, right? And a lot of people in Hawaii are homeless. A lot of them by choice because it's drugs and alcohol, and they don't want to go into the shelters and all that kind of stuff. But some truly are, truly like that, and it gets people crazy after a while. Truly, mental illness and mental health. But I think that's more like the drugs and alcohol. Anyway, they want to build affordable housing so there's not so much homeless, and then there's a Hawaiian cause. So they got this entity coming in, and it's like from Bishop Estate, Kamehameha Schools, from the Trust of the Bernice Parawahi Bishop, and then all this stuff. And they want to make contractors sell land, contractors, big, huge high-rises. And they say, can you give us an excuse to make the biggest high-rise ever? Because we'll make some affordable housing. And the state, big pocket, briefcase of money. Of course you can. And so these things come up. And the question here is, are they affordable? No, they range from $800,000 to $1 million. Does that look like $1 million housing to you? I've been to the mainland. That don't look like that's something coarse, whatever the heck it is. Anyways, moving on. Numbers B. 35 new cases, 28 average daily, 1.3, a little bit up on the contagiousness. Yeah, 0.3% of contagiousness. But yeah, man, because they're wondering about this vax. Total death for 30. The new cases 58. There's like 60 new cases out the whole lot. Like, what the hell is going on with that? How come it should be like 0? Back in the day, right here, you see this guy's on the board. It's like 1980. I can't believe I'm saying that. 1989. Like 80s. I remember the 80s. 1989. This guy's boarding, and this guy's coming up from behind. He's like, this guy boogie boarding, and this guy's surfing. He's like, get off my wave. And there's a big thing. I remember it when it was big. You know, it's like, get off my wave, my beach, and then the secret beach, and then it was my beach, and get off my beach. There's all kind of things. And if you were Holly, good luck at that point. Holly, because then they'd, you know, like the Jews killed Jesus thing. Howlies. But, you know, it was off of the surface. And I've been on waves before. I'm not a surfer. I don't go surfing like that. But I did like the bodyboarding and stuff a little bit. And you go and you paddle and you're trying to catch the wave. And it's like, you catch the wave. And you're going down on it and somebody else is going down on it too. Shh. Or someone's just in front of you. Shh. And they can drop in on top of you. Shh. So there's a lot. And you can get hurt. So there's a lot of angst. Fully vaccinated people must keep up on guard. Yeah, that's the really kind of new story. Even if you get vaccinated, you got to like keep masking up. They don't know it. Here's the thing with the vaccination. There's another one in there. Power water. Cover it. The girls and the eagles. If you get vaccinated, it covers symptoms and the severe illness part of it, kind of thing. But you know what? They don't know, but they're like going, we have no clue that you're still spreading it. So you could be spreading coronavirus and the variants. It's like you get vaccinated, the second shot and everything. It's like nothing's changed. What the hell? Until enough people. Girls are being Eagle Scouts. That's when the boys, Eagle Scouts. I've been in Scouts. That's when it's like, throw up your hands. It's just Boy Scouts. It's like, the girl. So people who go on dangerous rescues, right? They go on dangerous hikes and they get rescued. They're going to have them pay for the rescue. I think that's right on. Yeah, you do that. Okay, they're maintaining out in the Louvre Museum, so they're dusting off the Mona Lisa. You know what coronavirus is? You know, it's also kind of like common colds and stuff like that are also coronavirus categories. There's a lot of stuff in the corona. So when you get the vaccine, you're actually you wind up, you get less infected by other stuff too. Kind of funny. Oh, we did that. Oh, God. All right, what the heck is this? And the news everyone's talking about. There was a plane. The engine blew up. Final destination. There's dust in the wind. The plane, the debris fell down and fell into someone's house. It's off in Denver. But over here, there was it was a Hawaii-bound plane. So it was a Hawaii-bound plane. It was a Hawaii-bound plane. It's like they're trying to, what do they call that? Appropriate. I'm keeping up on this appropriate thing. It's kind of funny. It's like they want to claim it. So it could have been bound for anywhere. It was a Hawaii-bound plane. Okay, back in the day. Big Q rather. Let's get the big Q going on. Have you gotten your COVID vaccines yet? 19%. Yes, first shot. 30%. Yes, both shots. Already. 51%. No, not any yet. That's me. These numbers are pretty much half because we're the silver tsunami in Hawaii. We're the most old people. Most old people, eh? So plenty old people. So you watch out, you know. You keiki, watch out for kapuna. Or then the kahuna come get you. And then there's no more keiki. It's you and kapuna. Hey, what is it with the baby thing? Everyone thinks. Oh, yes. And by the way, the variants are so variant, and there's so many people, but billions, and thing. But you know, it's kind of like the SARS-CoV-2. It means, but if you have millions and millions of people are infected by billions and billions of viral particles, offering countless and countless chances for change. Basically, it's not just a new variant. They're thinking they're creating new species. What? A new species of death virus. Oh my God. I think some scientist just wants to make a name, but basically, think of it that way, and you're probably good to go. This is the big Sunday paper. I was trying to make it fast. And, yeah, it's, Sudoku and student learning. Oh, back to school. We gotta get them all back to school. The parents are like, get them out of my hair. I can't stand going crazy. They're your children. You're supposed to be spending quality time with your loving children. And you're like, I need to go work. I can't do this. I can't take this any longer. I can't do this and do that. Get them back. Because they use schools as a babysitting institution. Thank you very much. But their learning is fading away. If you got them all back to school, I doubt their learning would pop back into existence, because I know students of age groups. I've seen them. I've experienced them. Get them away from me. And I'll tell you what, this pandemic, this plague, is just one big snow day for them. This is like a picture-perfect, God-given gift of an excuse not to do any homework. That's what it is. They're like, screw that. You think about it when you were a kid. Was your first inkling, I want to do homework? They got some kids like that nowadays. Oh, you know what? Oh, we gotta look inside this thing. Because what's on the outside is kind of like what's on the inside. Prior to which people would just... His policies, I think we did that. And political cartoon is all complicated. Good God, it's going down. Do you have Lysol? Vaccine, do you have you put your red light? Vaccine. Oh, the police song. Vaccine, you don't have to put your red light on. Why am I singing that? Roxanne. This is the line for the drive-in movie. Pfizer versus coronavirus. You like to die, come guys, you know that. Oh, those are the bad jokes. When do I feel the microchip? I was hoping for a shot of tequila. Oh, all the kind. People come in making jokes, right? And then one, on a scale of 1 to 10, how's my farmers? Thank you for volunteering was one of them. Yes, thank you, patriots. I don't know, who's the patriot? I guess is the cartoonish political thing. I got tested. Bring up the nose, up the nose with the rubber hose. And he says, "Are you okay?" Afterwards, he's like, "Yeah, I kind of brought a tear to my eye because it really did." Because I got there. And the guy made a joke. He goes, "Yeah, I've been known to do that to people. I've been known to have that effect on people." I was like, "Hey, good one, man." I didn't make the joke. He made the joke. Patriot. He's a patriot because he's a patriot. Patriot. God, patriot. Oh boy, that's really gonna mess up things. I'm just trying to get some lighting here. What the heck? Okay, here we go. We're gonna do this somehow. Ready? Letters to the editor, because everyone's got an opinion. Because it smells like letters to the editor. We don't need more violent TV shows. NCIS Hawaii. Really? Hawaii does not need another violent police procedural with too many guns, portrayals of our local cops as ignorant doofuses, and our gentle people as crazed drug dealers of color. And then an article, February 18th. Recently, a construction worker saw a tourist being pulled out to sea by a current. Jumped in, rescued her, then put his boots back on and finished his shift. That's what we need to see on television about Hawaii. How much of the current methamphetamine-fueled crime, catalytic converter theft, baby kill, and even murder is influenced by television shows depicting Hawaii as full of guns and drugs. Most of us are gentle and kind. We rescue starving monk seals, fettered whales, and other unfortunate animals. We don't need television shows that teach the opposite of that. Mary McMillan, Miliani, I agree with you. We don't need to. What did they do? Magnum PI 2, Hawaii 502. I was like, what? You guys don't even make new TV shows. I saw a shark get rescued. It went into a net and it can't go forward, so it can't breathe through the water. So it was like dying, and it was like loopy, the shark. So it was in 3 foot of water, and somebody had the shark. So I went out there, and I was petting the shark too. It was this, I don't know, about a 6 foot shark. It was kind of a reef shark, it wasn't killer. It was reef, as big as a 6, almost 7 foot reef shark. And we were like petting it in about 3 foot of water. We waited until the Waikiki Aquarium came and rescued it with a little rescue thing. They tried to keep it alive. The guy that was like, right there, and I said, "What's its name?" He goes, "You shouldn't name a shark. It's bad luck." So the next day in the paper it was named Sandy, and then it died. He was right. Next. Don't raid tobacco prevention fund. Despite Hawaii's youth e-cigarette epidemic, lawmakers went to raid tobacco prevention funding. E-cigarettes are the big tobacco's newest weapon to hook or kiki, and we need strong intervention. In 20 years, Hawaii's youth smoking rate dropped roughly 81%, partly because our tobacco control program. As more kids become addicted to e-cigarettes, overall youth tobacco use has now increased. We cannot stop now. Hawaii spends roughly 58% of what Centers of Disease Control and Prevention recommends for tobacco prevention. Tobacco companies spend 3 times that amount marketing deadly products to our youth. Woohoo! Oh God. We need well-funded evidence-based tobacco control program to counter these efforts. Eliminating funding will increase youth smoking rates, costing us lives and money. Now I know budgets are tight. Defunding our tobacco programs is the wrong move, especially at the time when lung health is critical. I urge Hawaii lawmakers to preserve our investment and save our lives with tobacco use. Jenny Hausler, American Cancer Society, Cancer Action Network volunteer. Oh my gosh. Alright. Oh gosh. It was recently reported that roughly 1 in 3 Hawaii school students are vaping on a regular basis. February 17th site. Our report from Surgeon General projects that 21,000 Hawaii youths alive today will die prematurely from smoking. Youths who vape were 5 times more likely to be diagnosed with COVID-19. The Coalition for Tobacco-Free Hawaii Youth Council, I can't wait to address the youth vaping epidemic. The time is now to treat e-cigarettes like other tobacco products. They should be regulated, taxed, or not offered online where youth can easily acquire them. We also need to end a scale of flavored cigarettes, which lead kids into trying these devices and hook them on the nicotine, possibly for a lifetime. We shouldn't let the industry continue to target and profit from all keiki. The 21,000 premature use deaths can be prevented. Noah, I'm not from Perth. Chang, Aina. Okay, I don't know. This TX toenail is getting harder and harder every day. Gone with it. Oh, never mind. Good luck. Good riddance to that other stuff. Less fortunate man, loan forgiveness. Forgive student loans is becoming a common cry, but who have loans and who will pay? Research shows that many student loans are for graduate degrees for subjects likely taught on campuses where the privileged liberals study. If you are a member of the middle or lower income family, much of your undergraduate costs can be covered by Pell Grants, scholarships, and other grants aimed at your family income levels. Graduate students are optional but more expensive and require many to take up many loan, especially if they've failed to work for save for this education. These are all loans from the federal government. That's you, the taxpayer. So if you are part of the vast majority of families in Hawaii that do not have college-bound kids, you will not receive a cent, but rather pay the taxes to fund for these student loans, and you will be taxing lender for giving these loans. You work hard, and so they can spend. And don't wait for the thank you card. Joel, brilliant Hawaii Kai. Well, Joel, I think you canned it there. I think you got it. You got the T-Rex toenail award. That's it. You get to see it. See it. Oh, nasty teeth. But I think we have to go now and do a little Sunday stuff, like relax and do nothing, and hang loose. Hang loose. Oh, it's here, isn't it? Isn't it? Oh,